Hello, friends, and welcome back to Shedding Light on Ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm here with my co-host, B Money. What's up, B? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm loving that Enterprise D, man. I'm wearing my my other podcast, the Captain's Quadrant's Agony Booth shirt, and I see
Nice.
you got the D all over your chest. It's the whole crew. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I had that same shirt when I was in the 6th grade. So I think that was 93 or something like that. Yeah, it was almost the exact same with the ship over with all the. And it just one of the things is a friend of mine at that time named Paul, lost touch with him ever since junior high, but Paul will go, "Oh, I like this guy. He's tough, and this guy, he's impossible to beat, the android."
Mm-hmm.
And then this lady, she's my wife, and this lady, that's my girlfriend. Like he would just, it was super cute. Like he had a little backstory for everybody. We're not here to talk about Star Trek. That's another podcast altogether.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Ghosts, and we're talking about Ghost TV UK, the perfect day. We are done with, believe it or not, the 2nd season already. Can you believe that?
Oh man, because it goes so fast. They don't have a lot of episodes.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll probably finish this before the show comes back on, because
they cram a lot into it.
Yeah, they do.
Especially this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot going on this episode. So let us get into First Glance. All right. So the synopsis on this guy is: the big day has arrived at Button House, but a freakish weather disrupts everyone's plans. Can Mike, Allison, and the ghosts rally to pull off what they've been working on too hard to achieve? Ooh. All right. This was a fun one. This is the big wedding. They were, as we did a couple of episodes earlier, they were Reading Weddy, so we're here after all this time. They finally got it, and a snowstorm hits. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they need that money too.
Yeah, things are getting desperate. So
I really like this episode. I've watched it a couple of times, and
oh wow,
they've got a lot of things crammed into it that were separate in our Ghosts.
Yeah.
Some from it. So we'll talk about that a little when we get into the thick of it. But
yeah,
there's a lot to unpack in this episode.
Definitely. Well, let's get into the thick of it, because there is a lot to unpack. All right. So this one, it starts off the bat with Mike having to go save the day and get the vicar. And that was a really delightful scene, because he's going down in a bobsled.
I love that. That was so funny and cute.
Yeah. I really appreciated that. And then it just reminded me now, just so the audience is aware, I am a quarter African American, but it just reminded me of that bobsled with the Jamaican bobsled movie.
Oh, that was a good movie. Yeah,
the John Candy movie from the 90s.
Yeah, I thought it was cute that the vicar wanted to go down twice.
Yeah, can we do it again? So we don't have time, vicar.
Yeah. I loved at the beginning when Robin was trying with they were talking about monogamy,
right?
And he couldn't pronounce it. He kept trying.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was talking about sex with everybody, how they reproduced back in his day. They didn't, it was all one big group. You just do it to someone, you can do it to someone else, and whoever gets pregnant knows who's the father and all of that. I thought that was pretty funny. And it reminded me of when Hetty was talking about, what was it? She was telling she was insulting Sass and Pete about his Sass's girlfriend left for Arby's, and Pete's wife cheated on him. So monogamy isn't really a thing with Robin. He was trying to get his point across to the other ones, that it doesn't matter, because look, you did this, you had this done to you, and you had this done to you, kind of thing. So I thought that was very similar to that scene in ours.
Yeah. It just reminded me of a couple episodes before, where they were like, "Oh, we found an early cave person," and they were like, "Yeah, it's in some way I think it was a Thomas Crown affair or whatever. It's like in some way we're all related." He goes, "Yeah, you most come from my sister, and mainly come from me."
I know. Just kidding, he says.
Yeah, and then he gives that look like, no.
Oh, he had so many good moments in this episode, Robin did. Ah, he's so good and funny, and the way he phrases things and his delivery of the lines are excellent.
Yeah, and even Humphrey's got a little love in this one too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
that actor is so versatile to be both of those characters.
yeah, so this is something that happened to me watching this episode. I decided to go and look at where these guys all come from,
Mhm.
and they come from the UK version of Drunken History.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of these
the
guys
char
work together. Hmm?
oh, the behind the scenes people?
No, Robin,
Oh, the actors.
the actors. Yeah, a lot of them are also writers on UK Drunk History too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of goes into the writing of that, but and
Mhm.
they'll act in that series as well. The season, I think the third season or series rather of Drunken UK. Um, you'll see Thomas pop up and Julian.
Nice.
So it's definitely worth a watch. I'm sure other characters will pop up.
Now
Um,
speaking of, the characters on other things, if you watch our show in the US, they have like 100 producers in the credits.
yeah.
And a lot of them come from the UK version because they get paid for that producing credit, even though they probably don't really have anything to say about it. But since they
Hmm.
were producers on the original, I think there was something in the contract about when you redo it for another country, the original producers get credit for something. And because I
Yeah.
wonder about that. If you watch the opening credits of our show, it says producer, producer, executive producer, assistant producer, producer. I mean, it just goes on and on. Most shows don't have that. They have
Yeah,
maybe 3 or 4. But I just found that interesting. It's like,
it is.
wow.
It really is. Um, this episode kind of gets it's a kerfuffle of different miscommunications that misfire, and I dig it. I love
Mhm.
that when that happens, and I think that it helps the writers at least to get all of the characters together for whatever
Yes.
reason. Like every ghost is utilized in this, including the basement ghosts weren't though.
No, no, they weren't this time.
Yeah, not this time, but a couple of the episodes this season,
Mhm.
the basement
Yeah.
ghosts had a lot of screen time. So, um,
One thing I found odd in this scene was when Kitty threw up and it came back into her. I'm like, how did that happen? Because did she die with something in her stomach?
she
And now
must. I think she was poisoned. Didn't her
oh,
sister poison her? Like
no,
that's
no,
later on. We don't know at this point,
yeah,
but
she does.
later on, we find out
It
what happened.
wasn't her sister though.
It wasn't her sister. I thought it was her
No,
sister.
no,
Oh, well, they're not actually sisters. That they're like she's adopted or something like that.
no, no person did that to her. So
No,
I'll just leave it at that until
it's
we
been
do
a
the
while. Like when we come across it, I'll
yeah.
definitely.
I watched it a couple nights ago.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's not a person who poisoned her. So
so this is just long term storytelling. Like we've had this
yeah,
throw up thing. I was like, why is she throwing up? Like, how is she?
yeah, yeah. But I'm glad
Yes.
you said that because I didn't think about what happened to her would be, the vomit. It makes sense
Yeah.
now.
I guess that's her ghost power. She can throw up on command.
And it just goes right back up. It's like
Yeah.
on our when the new ghost, Sass's girlfriend, has the flask of alcohol, and Alberta
Yeah.
drank it, and then you see the smoke or whatever you want to call it go back into her flask. So it's kind of
Yeah. That's a
reminded
cool
me of
one.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, mama missed that hooch. I love that. That was a great line.
The sweet burn.
That sweet burn.
Yeah.
A lot of fun in this episode. Obviously
Mhm.
they've got the venue for the wedding, the couples getting married, the couple played by real time Googling.
I liked how
Um,
Fanny was judging all the wedding clothing of what people were wearing on the
yeah, yeah,
wedding.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Bonwin James played Sam, the one of the brides to be, and Isabella Laughlin played Claire, the other bride.
Mhm.
So those folks did that, and then she was in the Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
Yeah, she played um, Leanne, and she was in Black Mirror as Swift.
yeah,
So there you go.
good
She's got a
credit.
lot of credits. That's clear on that one. So I guess that was a big guest star for them at that
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically the miscommunication here is Mike gets a little bit miffed because he finds out that Sam had cold feet. No,
He
not
was
Sam.
he was
Allison.
hurt really bad, I think.
He was yeah hurt, but then Allison kind of like steamrolls it and smooths it all out. And I think one of them was with one bride and the other one was with the other bride, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. They kind of like talk it out and
Yeah, Mike was hurt, so he went to when he was talking to the other bride, he made it slip that the other bride had cold feet, and
Mhm.
he was talking about how hurt he was about Allison
You
having
did it
cold
too.
feet.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison.
This
Allison.
episode, I we had three different stories going on.
Mhm.
We had the bride stories, then we had Fanny's story, which I want to talk about, and then we had Pat's story. So
Oh
all
yeah.
three of them were crammed into this, and I
Yeah.
thought, wow, they could have made three different episodes, or two have a B story. But with Fanny being not liking this gay wedding,
Mm.
because her husband was gay and had affairs with two gay men and then killed her. So I think she had that prejudice because of what
Good point.
she happened.
Yeah.
And then she eventually, you know, came to um, knowing things have changed because she was really upset about it. And I think that was the reason she was upset.
Now I thought she was gonna get sucked off at that point
Oh, yeah.
because she kind of like coming to that realization kind of like tied the bow on her story. So I was like, oh, for
Yeah.
sure, that's it.
Yeah.
She's gonna get sucked off. But nope, she's
No.
stayed.
Then at the end, when she was talking about if she had not died, um, Allison wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And I forgot she said something that, oh yeah, she if she wanted to be married for real, and that you wanted to really give it to her or something like that, and, it was becoming because she wanted to get laid.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny for coming from her.
Right. Right. A lot of fun in this episode, and
Yeah,
then of course you have the big dance at the end that we'll get into in the
yeah,
wrap. But
and the
that was
fight.
yes, they did different fights with
Yeah,
Julian and Thomas.
yeah. No, it was Thomas and Pete or Pat at
Pat, yes,
first.
Thomas and Pat. They
And
were
then everybody started getting in because they know it'll hurt for a second, but it's no big deal. And I thought it was
yeah.
hilarious when Robin jumped in there and he was doing kung fu.
Yeah, yeah. I also found it hysterical, like the way they film it, where it's like you see all the ghosts and then they cut away and they're not
Right.
there, and you
Yeah,
see like
I love that.
yeah. So I
There's an
really
opening
appreciate.
shot. Yeah, me too. There's an opening shot in the season premiere of ours on season two, the where they have their first guests, the two that have the Yelp reviews. And at the beginning, it comes in and it shows Sam and Jay facing the couch. Nothing's there. And as the camera rolls behind them, then out there, all the ghosts are there. I love that shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That's a great shot. But yeah, I mean, this is a fun one. Now, I tried to correlate all of the stories to the ones that we've seen in our ghosts.
Yes, me too.
And I remember they did a wedding episode. Somebody got married there. But
Yeah.
was it the same episode where the Pete meets the kid that shot him through the neck?
No, that was a different episode. That was Dead Dumb Deaths. The one you're talking about is when Pete's daughter got married.
Oh, okay. Got it. And they had the wedding at Woodstone.
Yeah, so they kind of combined stories like for Pat, that guy in one of the guests, he didn't know who he was at first, and then it started kind of hit him. And then we have that flashback of the little boy shooting Pat in the neck.
Yeah.
And then during the wedding, the guy went outside and, was talking that, I think about you, Pat, all the time. And then Pat forgave him. He
And then he
said, I
walks through
forgive
Pat
you.
and he's like, oh,
Yeah. But that scene reminded me of when Pete forgave Carol when they were outside. They kind of
oh,
so they it was kind of similar, but it was different. Makes sense.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
thought that was really moving, at least for me.
No,
Um,
it was. It was. I
yeah.
agree.
I just wish they wouldn't had him walk through Pat so soon. I wanted a little bit more emotion But I mean, there's a lot going on in the episode. They can't really spend too much time on it because of the wedding and
Yeah.
Fanny's story. That's why I wish this would have been a separate story like Pete got in ours about Carol. And the dumb deaths one really wasn't all that emotional,
Right.
but the this one with Pat forgiving the kid. Could you imagine what that kid and the little girl and the other one went through on their lives, eh, knowing they killed someone?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's therapy.
I mean, in the UK version, the kid gives the bow and arrow to the other kid next to him.
That was funny though.
That which I thought was hysterical. Like he knew
Yeah.
he messed up. He's like, "Here you go, kid." You know.
But as he got older, he realized what he did. He's been living
Yeah.
with that because he was drinking and kind of disheveled a little bit, coming back
Yeah.
to the mansion where it all happened. That
Yeah.
had to be really, really difficult.
Traumatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But you know, the difference is our Pete was never mad at the little girl for doing
Right, but
that.
Pat was a little miffed.
Yes. So that was a little different too. Angry at the child.
Yeah, which
Because
is
Pete knew the
interesting.
girl didn't really mean to do that.
Right.
And then
And again, this is a moment where I thought Pat was going to be sucked off because he's reconciled with the situation with his family and he's reconciled with the person that killed him. So I was like, oh, this is going to be it for Pat. And no.
same thing with Trevor. You know, he got his body
Yeah.
back and they buried him and they gave him all that closure and nothing. Because Jay even mentioned that on the season premiere of 3 when they were trying to find out who got sucked off. And
Mm.
then Trevor came back and Jay's like, oh, we gave him so much closure. You know, why is he still here?
Yeah.
And Trevor's like, still here, deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Trevor is a mixture of Thomas and Julian, I think.
Julian, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously the no pants guy, but he has a thing for Sam like Thomas does for
Yes. Yeah.
Allison. It's
Yeah.
interesting that there's no early 18th century or ghosts in our ghosts. Because
Yeah.
Hetty's like from the robber baron age, which was late
Yeah.
1800s,
The
early
1800s. Yeah.
but early 1800s, there's nobody representing that time. I guess Hetty just gets the whole 1800s, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, she was born in the early 1800s.
Yeah.
And died late.
Yeah.
Because when she was a little girl, that's when Thor was taking care of her or being.
That's right. Yeah, her invisible friend. Yeah.
I love that relationship part of them. How
Yeah.
Thor and Hetty, like when he hugged Hetty, and Gordon loves Hetty, and she says thank you, but as they're hugging, and now you say it back.
Yeah.
And she says Gordon loves, or Hetty loves Gordon.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Thor in ours, when Hetty was a little girl, she could see ghosts, and Thor was there, and she called him Gordon, and that he took care of her, watched over her as she grew.
Which is a very sweet
Yeah.
backstory that I loved,
Yeah.
and I'm glad they
Me
kind
too.
of added. That wasn't something that happened in this one, so I thought that was
Yeah,
like
and it
Robin was.
continued on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I thought was
like
great.
when what's Hetty's husband's name? I just lost it in my head.
Elias.
Yeah, when he came back, wanting to take a soul back with him in this past season, Thor was going to, go because he had killed so many people, and that would be easier on him if he went willingly.
Right.
And Hetty was not having that, and she saved him for doing that.
Yeah, so it was reciprocal. They both saved each other. Yeah. Yeah, so let's get into the wrap.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, this wraps up pretty sweet. The two brides get married. Everything goes pretty smoothly after that. The vicar was holding off the whole ceremony by going into stories, and then they finally
That poor vicar.
Yeah, yeah. And everything worked out in the end. And then the funniest thing I thought was Julian, because he can manifest physical touch, walks up to the older lady and grabs her by the cheek. And then she turns around and sees the guy, and the guy smiles at her.
And she smiles.
And she smiles. So I thought that was super cute and a very fun little antidote at the end of the episode. But we have a little bit of ghost news. Right?
What we tell?
We do have a big talk about what is going on in the upcoming season for Ghosts, and that one is about the others. Now, I find it funny that um, they focused a lot on
Patience.
patience, yeah,
Yeah.
and how she had this group of the others that
Yeah.
she talked about, and it was just like, all right, whatever. This is people out there in the woods or
Yeah.
in the dirt,
Yeah.
no big deal.
I thought maybe they were pivoting and just trying to forget that because they showed her living alone in that lair. You
Yeah,
know. So
but so the big news here is this. I'll share it with everybody. Share screen. All right. So Ghost season 5 comeback makes a major show problem even worse. Basically, they're going to introduce a group of people and the others. And the writer of this is on MSNBC and from Screen Rant. And they're basically saying that, this is a big ensemble cast. And like the Big Bang Theory, it's hard to keep all the stories flowing properly
yeah.
and give everybody the same amount of screen time. And, some of the ghosts disappear, like Thor, Sass, and Flower, Alberta, and Pete. And Trevor are all technically present in every episode, even though they aren't all afforded equal screen time, but they're there.
Yeah.
And season 5 of Ghosts is about to introduce Patience others. And because she kind of got shoot off and she got pissed, so she's like, revenge. So this is going to be this issue that they're saying is going to be exacerbated because this character comeback is going to bring even more spirits and possibly even all Puritan ghosts, um, which I'd like to know your thoughts about that.
I like keeping it fresh by introducing new ghosts, but they don't always focus on them after the initial introduction, and they're there, and they might have a little bit, you know, things to do but he's right. All of the main 8 don't always get the equal screen time, but I think they try to, give each one at least 1 or 2 that focuses on them, and then the other ones that are in the B story, while they're on the A story. I think they do ours does a really good job of trying to work everyone in at a little bit, at least like in Dumb Deaths. Alberta really didn't have anything to do except at the end, she had the last line of the episode.
Right.
Yeah, it was Screen Rant. I'm not a big fan of Screen Rant because a lot of negativity and sometimes they're not accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean,
want to
it's just
see the
opinion
others.
based, so yeah, I'm curious to see what that brings. I mean, it could be a fun thing for guest stars, like
Mhm.
have some big names come as some of the others and just not come back, which I think would
Why
work.
isn't Mark Hamill been on there? He's the hugest celebrity star, fan of this show.
Probably because Mark costs a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Because
know.
I think I told you privately that a lot of some of the episodes, Flower, Sass, and Thor were not in, and that's cost savings, and based on the contracts. Because I remember in the first season, I saw an article or watched a video or something that with producers were talking that 4 of the ghosts were hired on us. I can't remember the term. They wouldn't be in every episode
Right.
if that it wasn't called for. Then CBS gave them more money, and then they were able to get all the ghosts in the back 9 episodes. Because in the first 13, a lot of those 4 episodes, some of those characters were not in them. And then as they get the more money, they kept everybody in. But I think in the 4th season, CBS and Paramount want them to tighten the belt. So I think that's why 3 of them were not in every episode of season 4. Except
Yeah.
Hetty surprised me because she was supposed to be one of those 4, but I think she may be popular enough that she has to be in the episodes. I don't know, but that's one of the reasons they're not in the episodes. Money,
Yeah. Money.
money, money, money.
Yeah, it's all about B money, B.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun talking about this season finale. We're going to be heading into the 3rd season of Ghosts next week.
yeah,
3rd series. And that means we've only got 2 more, I believe, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll definitely be wrapped up by
There,
the new season in October.
yeah, yeah. I'm
So
loving this show now. I the
yeah,
first
it hits a little different.
yeah the first time I watched it was right after ours premiered, and I'm like, That's not as good as ours. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's too different. And then finally, after 4 years, I started watching. I'm like, wow, I was wrong. This is really good.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to
Yes,
like,
thank
share,
you.
and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on any type of podcast platform that allows you to rate, please rate us 5 stars if you
Yes,
please. That
please.
helps us out in so many ways, especially sharing. The more you share, the better it
Yeah.
goes for everybody. I'm Joe Dove, and with me, as always, B Money. B Money, would you close us out, please?
I want everyone to have a hauntingly good day.
All right.